The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of Lexington Community Radio or its board of directors. The views expressed are solely those of the programmers.
You are listening to Off the Cuff. Now, here's your host, Adam Banks.
Welcome, everybody, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks, coming at you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for tuning in to WLXU 93.9 FM. In addition to listening to us on the radio, you can check out our Facebook live stream at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks, or you can download the Radio Lex app on your smartphone device to listen to us anywhere in the entire world. You can also stream us live on the web at radiolex.us. Amber Turner and I are both broadcasting from the Deborah Hensley studios here at Radio Lex on North Limestone. Amber, it is September the 1st, 2022. Almost forgot the name of the show when I was doing the intro.
It's your name.
Off the Cuff with, who's this with again? But glad to see everybody here. Amber, do you ever study anything about space?
Now, look, you know I get nervous even when I think about space.
Space I find fascinating because there is more out there than just us.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is easy. It's easy to think that we're all there is. We have created our own little world living here on Earth.
Yeah.
We will never be able to really comprehend a fraction of the actual universe our world is just floating around in.
You really want me to freak out live on the air, don't you? You're about to make me have a freak out.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because space has been in the news.
It has.
NASA has apparently released audio, a leaked audio that they found that they have discovered from a black hole. Now, I have shared this on my Facebook page, on my personal page. I'll have to share it later on the Off the Cuff with Adam Banks page for you to listen to it, but I'm going to play it on the air today. I'm going to play the sounds that came from this black hole that was up in space. And what makes it so scary is that, Amber, did you know that they say that no one can hear you scream in space?
Well.
But if you get around a galaxy cluster, you just might be heard because the sounds that come from this black hole sounds exactly like that. It sounds like screams.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder exactly what that is, because space, there's nobody out there, right?
No.
So what's this screaming coming from?
Exactly.
So let me play the audio of this black hole released by NASA. So what they have done is NASA apparently has the equipment and microphones and things to put up in space to record this. But this is what it sounded inside of that black hole way in the distance in the galaxy. They said it was something like 240 million light years away from Earth.
Oh, no big deal. Walk in the park.
I think one light year is what, like 20 years to get to?
Nah.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah.
But 240 million light years away from Earth is where these sounds were coming from. So let's take a listen to those sounds now. Now, you imagine you're up in space where it's total silence because it's impossible, right, for sound to bounce in space.
When there's nothing there to bounce it off of.
And it's like a vacuum in space.
Yeah.
So where's this sound coming from? And it made me start thinking, what could it be?
Yeah.
What could it be? Amber, one of the things that I think people always try to say is, well, maybe they've captured something that they wasn't supposed to.
Exactly. That's my thought.
Which is very well what could have happened here. We're not supposed to be in space.
No.
We're not supposed to be there.
No.
We're supposed to be on Earth, right?
That's why we have this beautiful planet that, can be inhabited by people and we can live and thrive, and we just fight to get away from it.
We do. We fight to get away from it. the fact that mankind it's fascinating to think about, amazing really, but to think that we have actually put a man on the moon. We have actually, human beings have been off of this planet onto another one, out of this planet.
Yeah.
Into the galaxy. Human beings up in the galaxy. The fact that you're up there playing around, you go looking for something, you'll find it.
Every time.
Ain't you ever heard that?
You tell me that all the time.
So there is an idea, Amber, that some people say that we are dealing with maybe the spiritual world out in space.
Which, I delve a little bit in that, so, I can kind of agree with that one.
Do you believe in a place called heaven, and do you believe in a place called hell?
Yes.
So where is hell? A lot of people wonder, where is this place called hell? If it's a real place, where is this place called hell? Now, what is hell? Hell is a pit.
Yeah.
It's a fire, a pit, a lake of fire is basically what hell is, and it's really hot, and it is where all of the souls go that rejected Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And it's also the place that all of the devil's people go. The worshipers of the devil go.
Yeah. Now, look, I'd have said it was living with my mother.
So a lot of people will just maybe think, maybe that was hell that they tapped into, because that has been floated around before. Now, I don't really know where hell is. Never been.
Don't want to know.
The idea that hell is below us seems to be what people think, because they like to point down a lot. Some people say it's in the center of the earth. Well, according to the Bible, in Luke chapter 10, verse 15, it says, And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted to heaven, shall be thrust down to hell.
Yeah.
So the Bible says you go up to go to heaven, you go down to go to hell. But in 1 Samuel 28:13, verses 13 through 15, it says, The medium of Endor sees the spirit of Samuel coming up out of the ground. We should note, however, that neither of these passages is concerned with the geographic location of hell.
Yeah.
So we don't really know where it is. Some people say that it even hell might be located in a black hole.
Yeah.
In space. What did we just listen to? We listened to sounds come from a black hole.
How many light years away again? Like 245
million?
Yeah. So we're not supposed to be there.
We're not supposed to be all the way out there. So was that the sound of human souls being tormented, screaming? Maybe. Maybe not. But to automatically say, no, well, I don't know.
I mean, if you would have said that we would have had recordings from a black hole, 30 years ago, people probably would have said, no, we won't. Well, no, we won't. And then here we are. So anything's possible.
It is funny that you mentioned that. 30 years ago.
Yeah.
What was that, 1992? Seems like not too long ago.
Not too.
But even further than that, Amber, people have also released videos of what they thought might be the sounds of hell.
Oh.
So there was this urban legend, maybe a fact, I don't know, but there was a radio DJ back in the 70s or 80s. He hosted a show called Coast to Coast.
Okay.
His name was Art something. But he hosted a show, and a guy sent in a video clip, an audio clip, that his father owned. Apparently, his father was working in Siberia.
Oh.
And he was digging. It says here that the legend holds that a team of Soviet engineers, led by an individual named Mr. Asvok, in an unnamed place in Siberia, had drilled a hole that was 14.4 kilometers, which is approximately 9 miles deep, before breaking through to a cavity. Intrigued by this unexpected discovery, they lowered an extremely heat-tolerant microphone along with other sensory equipment into the well. The temperature deep within was 1,000 degrees Celsius, 1,830 degrees Fahrenheit heat from a chamber of fire from which the tormented screams of the damned could be heard.
Wow.
So in Siberia, 9 miles down, which some people consider that below in that ground is where Hades is, where hell's located, is where they were digging. And intrigued by it, he put down microphones. And then he recorded for a while. And then when he pulled the microphones back up, he heard the disturbing audio of the tormented, screaming souls that were in hell.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, this audio that I'm going to play is disturbing. And I'm going to play it on the program today. But this is the actual audio that they're talking about. Now, keep in mind, folks, this is about 30 seconds long. So for the next 30 seconds, if you find this clip to be disturbing, you can turn it off. But here is the audio that the Siberians pulled back from those deep wells in Siberia. What do you make of it?
You know, I'm just trying to figure out, did they hear these prior to sending the microphone down? Like
there was no sound before the microphones were sent down.
Yeah, okay. So, oh my gosh.
He was intrigued by breaking through a cavity, so that's why he had to know more by putting those microphones down.
I would have destroyed that tape. I would have never let anybody else hear that. That is terrifying.
You go looking for something, folks, you'll find it. You'll go looking for something, you'll find it. Now, a lot of people will say, they'll hear that and they'll say, well, that's fake. I don't believe in hell. Hell don't even exist. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. But eternity is a long time to be wrong. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. Yesterday marked the 25th anniversary of the date that we lost Princess Diana. It happened on August the 31st, 1997. I think the one word to sum that up is shock. I was shocked when I heard that news of Princess Diana, even at my age. Being 9 years old, I still knew who Princess Diana was. Everybody knows the royal family. You knew who she was, right, Amber?
Oh, absolutely.
How were you familiar with Princess Diana?
Oh, my gosh. If my mother didn't buy every newspaper or tabloid that came out about her, we didn't have any. I think my mother even went so far as, like, she cut her hair and would dress like Princess Diana there for, like, a whole block of time. So it was just, she was thrust into my life.
She died in a car crash in Paris. She was just 36 years old. She was the princess for England from 1981 to 1996. We all know that her and Prince Charles got a divorce. The world, they watched this young girl grow from a shy teenage nursery school teacher into a glamorous celebrity. Still to this day, she's the most famous than anyone in the royal family.
Oh, absolutely.
Some even could arguably say she's even more famous, dare I say, than Queen Elizabeth.
I'm not going to talk poorly about them.
Princess Diana? People knew who she was. She was connected with the people. She was the people's princess.
Absolutely.
That's what they called her. And it was because she was very relatable. Very relatable. She struggled with bulimia, suicide attempts, things that everyday people go through. She was Not afraid to get in front of controversy. She was not afraid to push the envelope. She was not afraid to do things that people were normally scared to do. Take AIDS, for instance. Back in the early 90s and the late 80s, it was a death sentence.
Yes.
People used to think you could catch AIDS by touching them, giving someone a hug. During that time when people still thought that, you know what Princess Diana would do? She would go over to AIDS patients, people with AIDS, and hold their hands. The royal princess would hold an AIDS patient's hands. You don't think people paid attention to that?
Oh, you know they did.
It was, it was unbelievable. She opened up UK's first specialized ward for AIDS patients on April 9th, 1987. Listen at that date, 1987.
Gosh.
Yes.
That is really on early into the AIDS epidemic, like in all sincerity.
So it was not just, she was not just a princess that got that title, People's Princess, because it sounded cool.
No.
She got that title because she was for the people.
Exactly.
She was for the people. Now, her and Prince Charles, they did divorce. We all know that's been documented. He had an affair with his long-term lover, who is his wife now, Camellia Parker Bowles is her name, and that's who he cheated on her with, and that's who he's still married with. But the problem is when they divorced, people still wanted to know about Diana. Where's Diana going? What's Diana doing? What is she doing? She became a bigger celebrity while she was alive than anyone there.
Oh, absolutely. No denying that.
And the royal family did not like that.
No, they did not.
Now, personally, I think she was murdered.
You know.
I think that the Queen said, off with her head. That's my personal opinion, but who knows? There was an outpouring from people when she died. The grief from the public was everywhere. People just sworn to her home in Kensington Palace to mourn the loss of this woman that they never even met. And it was just because of how she lived her life. And to think that people would actually hurt her, it's hard to fathom. But it was, I think, the royal family that did it because she started dating a man.
She did.
Who was not of the Caucasian race.
No.
And the royal family really frowns on dating outside the race.
I think interracial dating, and we've seen that even resurface in later years.
She was not afraid to talk against her family. Do you remember when Meghan Markle went on Oprah Winfrey and she was calling out the royal family? She called them the establishment. Everybody was like, ooh. She actually called them the establishment. Well, she's taken one from her mother-in-law's book.
Yes.
Princess Diana was doing this in the 90s, back when she was still in the family. She was interviewed by the same dude that interviewed Michael Jackson in the Neverland interview.
Oh, wow.
Don't remember his name. But she got interviewed by this man, and he asked her, do you think you'll ever be queen? Back when she was still married to Prince Charles. Now, we know she won't be the official queen of the throne because she's not royal blood, but she still could have been queen escort.
Yes.
And they asked her, do you think you'll ever be queen? And here was her answer.
Do you think you'll ever be queen?
No, I don't. No.
Why do you think that?
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, in people's hearts. But I don't see myself being queen of this country. I don't think many people would want me to be queen. Actually, when I say many people, I mean the establishment that I'm married into. Because they've decided that I'm a non-starter.
Why do you think they've decided that?
Because I do things differently. Because I don't go by a rule book. Because I lead from the heart, not the head. And albeit that's got me into trouble in my work, I understand that. But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it.
And do you think that because of the way you behave, that's precluded you effectively from becoming queen?
Yes, well, not precluded me, I wouldn't say that. I just don't think I have as many supporters in that environment than I did. Yeah.
You mean within the royal household?
They see me as a threat of some kind. And I'm here to do good. I'm not a destructive person.
Why do they see you as a threat?
I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path, and I think it's the strength that causes the confusion and the fear. Why is she strong? Where does she get it from? Where is she taking it? Where is she going to use it? Why do the public still support her? When I say public, you go in and do an engagement and there's a great many people there.
She seems so sad. She looks so sad.
And she's still full on married to Charles at this point, isn't she?
Very much so.
Oh, man. Could you imagine being married to a prince and knowing, like, hey, there's a potential he's going to be king, but I'm definitely not going to be along for that ride? She knew.
She knew. She knew because she said, I think there's a lot of people, when I say people, she said the establishment. She called them out.
Wow.
The establishment. And Meghan Markle, people were like, oh, she called them the establishment. No. She just pulled one from Mommy's book.
Oh, yeah.
But she was the paparazzi's dream. They loved to film her. They loved to take pictures of her, and she hated it.
But she was so beautiful. That was the thing about it. She was just elegant, even when she wasn't trying.
Yes. Her funeral, an estimated 2 to 2.5 billion people watched the event worldwide, making it one of television's biggest televised events in history. During the service, Sir Elton John sang Candle in the Wind. And he called the song Candle in the Wind 1997 because this song, Candle in the Wind, was an original song that he wrote in the 70s, and he rechanged the lyrics specifically for... See, he wrote the song for Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
Candle in the Wind. He wrote it when she died. But when Princess Diana died, he used that same song to sing about Princess Diana, but he changed the lyrics to it. And when he did that, it became one of the highest-selling physical singles of all time behind Bing Crosby's White Christmas in 1942.
Wow.
Yes. And here is a little clip of that Candle in the Wind 1997 by Sir Elton John. Now, imagine how nervous you have to be playing in front of the king and queen and everybody, every world leader.
Everybody was watching this. Every person on this planet was watching
this. And Elton John was one of her best friends. And just a couple of months ago, Elton John and Princess Diana attended a funeral together for Sir Versace. What was his name?
Gianni Versace?
Yes. And that was one of Elton's best friends. And Diana can be seen comforting her. But here he is 6 months later singing the song at one of his other best friend's funeral. And he kept it together. Let's take a listen.
Now in the nave, Elton John sings Candle in the Wind with new words specially written a few days ago by Bernie Taupin.
Goodbye, England's rose. May you ever grow in our hearts. You are the grace that placed yourselves where lives were torn apart. You called out to our country and you whispered to those in pain. Now you belong to heaven and the stars spell out your name.
How do you not cry singing about your best friend?
And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never fading with the sunset when the rain set in.
By the way, that's live, folks. That ain't in a studio.
Your footsteps will always fall here along England's greenest hills. Your candles burned out long before your legend ever will.
What a great song, and a lot of people bought this single. He doesn't play the song anymore. That was his one and only time ever performing it live.
Oh, wow.
But he don't play the song at all anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why.
Yes.
You know, it's a lot of sadness and... Ugh.
Yes. I don't want to end the segment on a sad clip, so I'll play one more clip, which is a little bit more upbeat, but it deals with Princess Diana.
Okay.
I came in to the song Dirty Diana
Absolutely.
by Michael Jackson. So here is a cool Michael Jackson Princess Diana story told from the King of Pop himself. Take a listen.
But she came to concert at Wembley Stadium in London. And, they do when the royal family comes, you have to line up and you meet the family and everything. But at some point, she called me away from the line. And I saw Prince Charles look at me. And I said, oh boy. She said, I want to talk to you. So I said, yeah, what's happening? She said, are you going to do Dirty Diana tonight? I said, no, I took it out of the show, out of respect for you. She said, that's my favorite song. I said, are you serious? I said, I took it out of respect because Dirty Diana, you're in the audience. So at that point, I couldn't put it back in the show because it was too close to showtime. So I remember Prince Charles leaving the line, walking over to us, and he said, what are you talking about? And she said, oh, nothing, like that. So that was that story. And there's a couple other ones, but...
I love that one. But Princess Diana, what a great, wonderful woman.
She was really just 36 when she died.
Just 36, 2 years older than us.
I know.
She looked like a grown woman.
She looked like a grown woman.
Well, that was the epitome of class and sophistication.
Absolutely.
Yes. I mean, the epitome of it.
She made biker shorts and crew necks cool. That's where all of us girls get that from. They don't give her credit. They don't know the origin of it.
That's absolutely true. But ladies and gentlemen, we still have lots more off the cuff to go. We have to take another break, but stick with us. We'll be right back.
Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. It is September the 1st, 2022. Another month has come. First of the month. We've done a lot of shows on the first of the month this year here in 2022. It probably won't ever line up like that again.
Well, it's just our year of luck.
September is a month for everyone. It is the last days of summer and the first days of fall. So if you like heat, you like September. If you like it a little cool, you like September. September, I like. It's a reminder that fall is coming. It's not so hot that you can't walk to your mailbox.
No.
And it's the start of football. A lot of things happen in this month of September. Amber, would you like some month of September facts?
Oh, you already know.
September's name comes from the Latin word septum, meaning seven, because September used to be the 7th month of the Roman calendar early on.
Oh, okay.
On September 5th is the first Monday in September is Labor Day. Canadians also observe Labor Day. September 11th is Patriot Day. Held in honor and remembrance of those who died on September 11th attacks in 2001. September 11th is also Grandparents' Day.
Hey.
Yeah, it falls on September 11th this year. Honor your grandparents today and every day, but definitely make sure you do it on September the 11th. September 17th is Constitution Day. This day celebrates the adoption of the U.S. Constitution, which occurred in September 17th, 1787, just 5 years prior to the founding of the Old Farmer's Almanac, believe it or not. I don't know what that is.
Almanac?
Almanac.
The Farmer's Almanac?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. September 21st is recognized as the annual International Day of Peace.
Okay.
Observances range from a moment of silence at noon to events such as peace walks, concerts, and volunteering in its community. No Woodstock concerts, though.
No Woodstock.
September 22nd marks the start of fall.
That's a good day in my book.
Equinox occurs at 9:04 p.m. on Thursday, September 22nd. On this date, there are approximately equal hours of daylight and darkness.
Okay.
Here are some just for fun days for September. Here are some fun days that you can have fun with in September. Celebrate the fun things. September is National Happy Cat Month.
Okay.
So if you have a pussy cat, make sure that you hug him or her very, very tight.
Make them happy.
On September 11th, a lot of things going on September 11th. It is National Hug Your Hound Day.
Aw, I'll gladly hug Ray Ray.
And PP?
Yeah.
September 13th, Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day.
Oh, I don't want no part of that mess.
September 19th, International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Now I can do that.
I one time did a speech in school. I was on the speech team, and I had a whole script where I had to talk like a pirate.
Yeah. Ahoy.
Hi, my name is One-Eyed Jake was my name. I just remember that. September 24th is National Punctuation Day.
Okay.
Be punctual, be early. That's on September the 24th. The September Zodiac, and the signs are Virgo if you have a birthday on August 23rd through September 22nd, and Libra, September 23rd through October 22nd. The September birth flowers are the aster and the morning glory.
Aww.
And the September birthstone is the sapphire, which was once thought to guard against evil and poisoning.
Hey.
Ain't that nice?
Uh-huh.
I need me a whole bunch of sapphire.
I think I have some at the house.
But that is the September facts.
Wait.
Yes, ma'am.
The most important date is in September.
And that was what?
September the 10th.
What happened on September 10th?
I got married that day.
Well, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness. How many years?
Oh, 8.
That is very impressive.
8. We've been married 8 years.
Maybe if you make it to 10.
Maybe if we make it.
When you all make it to 10, when you all make it to 10, you and Wiley, we'll have a celebration for you here.
Yeah. Hey, we'll have us a big old party.
You got to make it to 10, though.
Well, we will.
So
September the 10th, make it to 10. We can do that.
We certainly
Is it a
can.
challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
So see if you can do it.
Well.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take off the cuff song of the week break. We'll be right back.
We got more bounce in California than all y'all combined. We got more bounce. Just a little bit higher.
We were talking about September facts before we went to the song of the week break. That was We Got More Bounce in California, by the way.
Good song.
Who sings that song?
I don't know. Laguna Beach. If that's an artist, Laguna Beach.
I usually like to give the artist and the song, but I know the name of it, but I don't know the artist.
Well, I know it was from Laguna Beach Season 1.
Okay, well, anyway, we got the source of the song. But we were given some September facts, and Amber, during the song, you mentioned a pretty prevalent event that happened in the month of September.
Yes.
What happened?
Okay, so have you ever just been opening up a bottle of Tylenol that you just bought and wondered why there's that goofy piece of tinfoil on top of it that you have to punch your finger in? I'm going to tell you why. In September of 1982 in Chicago, there was something called the Tylenol murders. Somebody went in and took Tylenol capsules out of their bottle that didn't have that tamper-proof on it and laced them with cyanide. And I think that there was like at least 4 or 5 people that died from this, which is why they started the whole movement for the tinfoil caps.
So was this somebody that was working at the factory?
No clue.
Had to be.
Nobody knows. They just know that it was in Chicago, and I don't think they had any more incidents outside of there.
Okay.
But it was someone that was there, and I don't know if it was necessarily from a particular market or, convenience store. I just know that it was kind of centered in Chicago.
Well, that makes sense that we have seals now on medicine. It's hard to believe that we used to put medicine out there without seals.
Well, and we see what happened when we did.
But they even say if seal has been tampered with, do not
take.
it. Do not take. Do it at your own risk.
Exactly.
And that happened, you said, in 1982?
So 40 years ago.
That's a pretty historical event.
Absolutely.
And yes, and that kind of it's historical because that's why we now have seals on medicine.
And everybody has Tylenol in their medicine cabinet, even today.
100%.
Exactly.
Tylenol don't do nothing for me, though. I'm more of an ibuprofen man.
You get sick on Tylenol.
I do. I do. I get sick on Tylenol.
I know
Makes me throw up.
I've seen you.
I'm more of an ibuprofen man. Ibuprofen used to get stuck in my throat.
Well.
So I have to buy I can't buy the circle ones. I have to buy the elongated ones.
Yeah.
Because the circle ones, for some reason, they don't want to dissolve.
Yeah.
They just want to sit there.
Well, you got to take them with milk.
No, milk makes my throat swell. I'm lactose intolerant. Can't do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we still have one more segment to go. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Amber is also in studio with me. Last segment of the hour. Football is back. Ain't you glad that you don't have to spend another weekend going forward for the next several months without any football being played on television? I like football, not really just because of the game, just for the camaraderie and
the popcorn.
The popcorn, the peanuts, the pop, going to the game, hanging out with friends, tailgating. It's an event, and it gives you something to do.
Yeah.
It's just a great excuse to get together with people that you care about and watch the game with. Of course, this state is very excited. Is it safe to now call Kentucky a football school? No. We're not a football school. We're a basketball school.
Are you going at it again?
No. However, the fact that people even say that this is a football school really just blows my mind. Mm-hmm. I wonder where they think that it's a football school. Mark Stoops, since he has been here, has never beaten a top 5 ranked team, but we're a football school. So there's that. Kentucky, they're not Georgia, they're not Alabama, or an SEC program that's rising up into national championship status like what, Texas A&M, but they are improving. They're getting 7-8 wins seasons now. I reckon they even got 2-win 10 seasons, Amber, under Coach Stoops. Now, some people I'll argue and say it's 9 regular win seasons.
Yeah.
Miles Butler the other day told me that the bowl wins count.
Okay.
So I guess
he plays, I guess he knows.
He played, so I guess he knows more than I do. But regardless, it is starting back, and I'm excited. Now, people will be like, well, you're not even a football fan. Now, stop. Just because I get on the radio and speak facts, and just because I get on the radio and Lord God Almighty give my opinion does not make me a non-Kentucky football fan. I'm not delusional. We're not a football school. Sorry to make you mad. I hope to one day be. We have potential to one day be. I don't necessarily think that will happen under Coach Mark Stoops, but I think that one day that it could happen. Now, Kentucky plays against Miami University this weekend. It's this Saturday. I'm going to that game.
Are you?
I hope that the fans treat me with respect.
I was going to say, are you going to go incognito, or are you going to just full on just let everybody know Adam Banks is here?
Yeah, I really do. I'm worried about it because I don't know if people will just boo me when they see me, or if people
would be amazing. If somebody just looked at you and started booing, I don't know what I would do. I think I would just laugh. I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, they do play Miami University. I do think that they will pull off the dub against them. They will win. It's going to be close in the first half, but I think Kentucky is going to run off with it in the second, and it will be nice. There is one thing that concerns me. Chris Rodriguez, he is one of our stars. He will be out due to a off-field situation.
Oh.
I believe. I could be wrong, but it was a DUI.
Oh.
I don't understand people in his position who don't just get a ride home.
I don't understand anybody in 2022 that don't Uber or Lyft home anymore.
Somebody would take Chris Rodriguez home if he called.
Absolutely. Call me. I'll take you home.
Hey, I need a ride home.
Yeah.
So, man, you got too much to lose. Don't be doing that. And plus, you can't be drinking and driving somebody that I love. You might hurt.
Exactly.
And then I'll really be mad at you. But Kavosier Smoke is going to be the starting running back. A lot of people have bad things to say about Smoke. I like Smoke.
Hey, now look.
Do you like Smoke?
I love Smoke.
I like Smoke.
Okay.
So I think Kavosier Smoke is going to be a solid replacement for that game. The real problem for Miami University is none other than Will Levis. Arguably the best quarterback we've ever had at Kentucky. Now, let me say this. Will Levis, yes, he's good. He is good. But was that just hype in the first year? Can he repeat it? Can he repeat his great season? There was a stat that I heard the other day, and God, for the life of me, cannot remember what it was, and of course I'm having a blank, but it really brought up a red flag when it come to Will Levis.
Yeah.
And it was a stat that was unacceptable.
Oh, no.
And I said, well, if it was a fluke, we'll be able to tell this year. Mm-hmm. The teams in the SEC are a lot more, I don't want to say experienced.
Yeah.
A lot of first-year coaches coming into the SEC, a lot of new teams coming in. But I do think that the SEC is better than last year.
Yeah.
So we will be able to see if he was a fluke or not. I don't think so. If he gets hurt, I think we'll really feel that impact.
Yeah.
So I want to give the audience my UK football season preview.
Here we go.
So I've got the schedule in front of me. And we'll start with Miami. That's a win. That's this Saturday. Can't wait. Then we're going to play Florida on September 11th and lose. Then we're going to play Youngstown State on September 17th and win that one.
Yeah.
Youngstown State.
Well,
we couldn't schedule anybody better than Youngstown State. Why not schedule a team that people would buy to go see? I don't know. How about, since we are a basketball school, how about we play another basketball school in football?
Yeah.
Like, how cool would it be to play North Carolina in football, or Indiana in football, or Duke in football? But no, we have Youngstown State. So that's a win. And then after that, we've got Northern Illinois.
Oh, well.
Northern Illinois. Again, why not get somebody else better to play?
Oh, well.
Northern Illinois. So that's a win.
Well, that's why we ain't getting nobody else. You've done put, 3 W's up so far.
Then we're going to go to Ole Miss and lose on October the 1st. We are going to win against South Carolina because we seem to have their number.
Yeah.
We seem to have their number. Mississippi State is going to be the game that we lose again. I think Mississippi State they have a team that's very similar to the team last year. And if you look at last year's team and what they did against us, it was brutal. So they're going to beat us again this year. And then we're going to play at Tennessee. I think that this is going to be the year that Tennessee gets their revenge on Kentucky and beat us. Now, they beat us last year, too.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen again this year. We're going to win against Missouri like always. It's Missouri. Missouri don't even need to be in the SEC. What do they bring to the table?
A W for Kentucky.
I guess they make good grades.
Well,
that has to be what they bring to the table.
You got to have a little bit of education to go behind that football.
Same with Vandy. That's our next game. We'll win against them. Vanderbilt, I don't think, has brought anything to sports since their SEC championship win in basketball in 2012.
Well.
And that was it. And then we're going to play Georgia on November 19th and lose because Stoops is 0-7 against Georgia. What makes me think he's going to be 1-7?
Exactly.
So it'll be 0-8. And then we're going to play the horrific Louisville Cardinals, and we'll end the season with a win against Louisville. So that puts their overall record at 7-5.
Okay.
7-5. That's what I feel like. Now, 7-5, it's not bad. It's decent. It is bowl, though it'll make the team bowl eligible.
Yeah.
The Cats will be able to go to a bowl, a pretty decent bowl. And it seems to be this is all the fans want these days, is 7 wins. So there you go, folks. You're going to be satisfied with Coach Stoops' 7-5 season.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what's the point in going to a bowl if you beat teams that were significantly of lesser stature than you have? I don't want to say that these programs aren't as credible as our program. What's the point in going to a bowl where you didn't really have to work a whole lot to get there because your components, or I guess your opponents, are not of the same caliber? What's the point in even doing all that? Why are we bragging about that?
Money. It's money. The reason bowls happen is money. Bowls, when teams go to bowls, it's good for the city.
Okay.
It's good for just the economy.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of money on television because a lot of people love football. People are going to tune in, buy advertising rights, concession stands, all that kind of stuff. It's to make money. And it's also something kind of like a here you go for playing good, decent during the season, because it's for the players and it's for the coaches to spend a week somewhere.
Okay, I mean, that's cool.
Oh, they spend a week somewhere, and I think that they usually they'll get gifts. I think one year our football team got each player got a $500 or like a $500 or $1,000 gift card to Best Buy.
Okay.
And a bunch of other stuff. So they get a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just a way for your program to be seen in other places where it's not normally seen. So that's the reason they even exist. But I see where you're coming from. Like, you're thinking, like, what's the point of even playing it when you...
Yeah, like, you're not going up against teams that you know of or are of the same caliber as you. What's the point in, you and I talk about it all the time, if I got to fight you for something, I don't really want it anymore. Well, the opposite could be said. If I don't have to fight you for something, I don't want it anymore. And this doesn't really seem like there's a fight there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do I know?
But that is, ladies and gentlemen, the prediction that I'm giving for UK's football season. That about wraps up another episode of Off the Cuff. You can listen to all of our previous episodes by subscribing to us on podcast. We are on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, or wherever you download your favorite podcast. You can listen to brand new episodes live on the radio right here on WLXU 93.9 every Thursday from 4 to 5. You can follow the co-host, Amber, on social media at Ambu447. You can follow me on social media at The Adam Banks. You can follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Amber Turner. I'm Adam Banks, and this is Off the Cuff. We're going to hit the old dusty trail, and we'll catch you down the road.